Hey guys, welcome back. I'm edcgunner. I talk watches with you, and can you believe it that in one of my videos someone accused me of drinking fake coffee? The people. But today I just want to talk to you about the five watches that you should never buy and you should stay away from them if you value your money. And in a couple of my previous videos, I talk about some of the watches you should get in under $100, under $200, and now these watches are really crap. And number one is Daniel Wellington, but I'm gonna tag along with Daniel Wellington movement watches, that MEM and Vincero watches. Why? Because they are all the same. They come from the same Chinese factory. You can get all those watches on AliExpress or on Alibaba or whatnot for $2. If you buy a lot more, you can buy it even cheaper. You can order what name to put on them. I can put EDC Gunner on those watches. I can market them and sell them. And I do have certain respect for Daniel Wellington because they make nice watches and they made a NATO straps popular. However, when you open those watches, they have no substance. They are literally, you open one of those watches and you will see what's inside. It's a teeny little movement and a huge case that in most of the cases they are not made even from stainless steels. In this case, they are made from stainless steel, and I bought on purposely. I bought a fake Daniel Wellington watch, and one of my girlfriends has a real Daniel Wellington, and she paid like $200 for it. And I compared them; they are literally the same. Nothing that differentiates them. Just a movement inside of the copy, Daniel Wellington, is a bit different. And I tried to explain to her, why would you pay that Daniel Wellington watch? Why would you buy it? And she was a little bit offended, but if you value your money, these watches, they have no substance. They're low quality, they're not even waterproof, and there's so many watches you can buy for $30. You can buy a Timex Weekender that's gonna outlast any of your fashion Vincero watches, and even I can go and pay the money to the Alpha M or some other big YouTubers, and they will promote me. They will promote my channel and whatever. They're gonna make top 10 reasons why you should watch EDC Gunner and whatnot. And I do love those guys for some of their content, but it is what it is. So these watches are literally worth like $2 to produce, and their markups are like 100 and $200. So it's up to you. I'm not here to say you. I am here to say you don't buy these watches. So Daniel Wellington and Vincero. Number two on my list is Invicta. Invicta. The only Invicta I like is Invicta Pro Diver, and that's a buttoned copy and homage of Rolex Submariner. It's a well-made watch for 60, 70 bucks. You can get it. It's okay, but at the end of the day, when you look at it, it's a Rolex copy, and the things they do, which are original, are just like kill it with fire things like Invicta Bolt, Zeus, Invicta Venom, and all that crap. You just need to kill it with fire. So also there's the quality issues with one of these watches, and I know there's a big Invicta army fanboys out there, but I'm sorry. Invicta, I would generally stay away from them. One I like is Invicta Pro Diver, but I would get $50 for it and nothing more. So yeah, number three on my list is Diesel Big Daddy or Diesel Mr. Daddy. Now, if you haven't seen a big monster watch, then I will show you right here. Diesel Mr. Daddy or Big Daddy. It's one of these big watches that are really, oh guys, I don't wear any watch, sorry. Okay, it's a crappy fashion watch. But the problem with the crappy fashion watch like Diesel Big Daddy, it's huge. It's like a dinner plate. It's like a silver plate you get on Wimbledon for getting second place. It's literally the same thing, and they are expensive. They are very expensive for what they are, and they are really ridiculous watches that no one should be caught that wearing. And those watches are literally like $500, and it's insane. You can get so much. You can get a Hamilton, you can get Tissot automatic for that money, and you go and buy Diesel Big Daddy. And what does that say about you? Joe, stay away from Diesel Big Daddy or Mr. Daddy or whatever they call it. Number 4, as see, I learned to count. Number 4 as fake Rolex or fake any other watch. So it is better to wear Seiko, Timex, Casio make some great watches instead of fake watches. You are not fooling anyone. I live in a country where fake stuff is all over the place, and it's so common. You are not fooling anyone, especially with watches. And when I see someone wearing a fake watch, it sends a bad message about you. And trust me, the guys who you are trying to deceive are not worth it, and girls who are trying to deceive are not worth it, and the guys who are trying to impress, guys like me, we can spot a fake watch from a mile, and usually it's a crappiest of the fakes, the quartz Rolex or the, I don't know, AAA copy of Rolex, and you paid like $1,000 for it. Seriously, for $1,000 you can get so much great watches that are way better than fakes and will get you so much kudos. Get any Seiko and you will get a thumbs up from everyone from the watch community and from anyone who knows something about watches. Okay, so that's it. I was thinking of putting undone watch like number 5, but it doesn't really matter. It's a fashion watch, all the same story like Movement, Invicta, and Daniel Wellington. So I just want to talk to you about some other side of the watches that you should stay away from. And those are the watches when you are done with this list, number 5, so you want to buy a serious watch. So you want to buy a watch from a reputable source. So you should not buy a watch from non-reputable source. Reputable source is like Chrono24. You find a great dealer. Reputable source is a great pre-owned dealers. Buy the dealer, not buy the watch. Find an establishment. Find some really good guys. There are lots of good guys in the watch business, in the watch industry. So make a connection with them. And also reputable sources are ADs and also Joma Shop. So if you're wondering, you can get them on Joma Shop. Joma Shop is a great market. So also another thing I want to talk about is when you are moving up in the watches, you should never buy a watch just for investment. Buying a watch just for investment is really it's not gonna work it. First of all, buy a watch because you like it, you want it, you need it, and if you buy the watch that you really love, you're gonna wear it every day or every single day, every other day, and at time when time comes, you buy a watch that's used. You should watch more of my videos so you can get a grip on what to buy, what not to buy. But buying just a Rolex Batman for investment is a stupid, because I would never buy a Rolex Batman over the retail, or Rolex Batgirl, or Rolex Pepsi, or Rolex Daytona. Recently we had the opportunity to get a hold of Rolex Daytona, but it was like $20,000, and it's just not gonna work. Just buy the watches you you love, you appreciate, you enjoy wearing, and nothing else matters. And if you buy smartly from good brands, and you it might happen to be that you just get an investment rise, because when everyone's buying the same watches, I feel that all collectors are buying the same watches. And that's thanks to Archie, Explorer 2, Man on the Moon, Pepsi, Batman, and every collector wants those watches. And that's not cool. That's not Paul Newman. That's not what Paul Newman or Steve McQueen did. You make the watch cool, and not the watch does not make you cool. So another thing I want to talk about, and this is all number 5. So yeah, another thing I want to talk about is buying a watch without thinking about servicing costs. So especially if you're a newbie, you need to, when you buy a used watch, you should, before buying a used watch, you should form a relationship with a dealer, and you should form a relationship with a watchmaker. You need to find a good watchmaker, good independent watchmaker, because you cannot survive just sending the watches back to Rolex or whatever brand. Some other brands are good, cheaper than Rolex, but you have to wait like 3 months, and I would never wait 3 months to get my watch service unless it's, I don't know, something. So you need to find good independent watchmaker, form a relationship with him, and that's your first class. And just like buying used car, you need to set aside I don't know, $1,000 just for servicing costs. And the best idea is, when you buy a used watch, is to get it serviced. And once you get it serviced, it's good. It's good to go, and it's almost like you bought a new watch, because watches are not like cars. Good watches do not depreciate, and they do not rust. And yeah. Also, number 4, I want to talk about is what you should never get, is the watches. Watches I mentioned are two actually before. Someone else tells you to get. So it goes with number 2 or 3, I don't know, but get the watch you really like and enjoy. Get the watch that speaks to you. When I was buying my Reverso, I was thinking about getting Explorer 2, and I was close to it. I could have ended up with Explorer 2 Polar, but I really prefer my Reverso Grande over it, because it's the watch that speaks to me. I always wanted to have it, and Explorer 2 is a good watch, but when compared to my Reverso, it's just so yeah, buy the watch that you like, that speaks to you. Buy the watch that really, when you look at it, it makes you happy, put a smile on your face. And not a watch you need to have Man on the Moon, you need to have Explorer 2, you need to have that. You need to have what you need to have, and it's up to you to figure it out. What do you like? You need to experience and try so much watches. So do not listen. Archie actually gives a good solid advice, but it's not all that. You need to get the watch you like, but also do your homework, do your research. And also, number 5, this is the last one, guys, I'm sorry. This is the last one. Number 5 is, do not settle for a watch. Do not settle for a watch. And what I mean by that is, you are saving for Rolex Submariner. Rolex Submariner was my grail watch. Rolex Submariner was my grail watch ever since I learned watches. Always wanted to have one. I didn't care if every other asshole has it. I just wanted to have one, and I was set on the path, saving money saving money, wheeling, dealing, making money to get a Rolex Submariner. However, along the way, there are so many distractions, and you need to stay disciplined. Do not buy Omega Reduced if you really like Omega Moonwatch and you really want Omega Moonwatch, because that Omega Speedmaster Reduced Automatic looks almost the same as the Moonwatch, but it will never make you happy. I want a Moonwatch, I had a Reduced, I sold it, because it's not the Moonwatch, and the same goes with any other watch. If you want a Rolex Submariner, do not buy Steinhardt that looks like Rolex or any other watch. Just save up, and buying all those smaller watches, lesser that you don't really want to, will really make your path to your real watch much longer, and you're gonna have to wait more. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm edcgunner. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. I would like you to consider giving me a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you on the next one.